folks. I'm sorry that I missed you. I'm in Hope, Alaska. I don't have really good reception out here. I drove around a little bit trying to find something better, but I wasn't able to find it. So I know you wanted to talk about my painting hawk on a hay bale, so I figured maybe I could just explain a little bit by video. So this way, even though we can't touch base right now, I could at least explain a little bit about that. I love painting plein air outside on location, which is why you can't see, but behind me is a beautiful river and the mountains and all kinds of, beautiful views. And there goes my video. But I came up to Alaska to be able to do that, to be able to paint some of the beautiful landscapes and just to take a little bit of a retreat. I had done some painting in Homer, and I've been up and down all around the Kenai Peninsula. Yeah, this isn't going to want to stay. But my painting hawk on a hay bale, I painted in Kempton, Pennsylvania. I like painting in the farm fields. It's very peaceful and it's just quiet and beautiful. And I think that for me, art should be somewhat of a retreat away from, all the ugliness of the world. We have enough of that. When I paint, I like to go into almost like a spiritual place and just connect with the land and all of the elements and the wind and the sky and the birds and the animals. And I just find such a peace in that. I had been looking at that hawk that had been sitting on the hay bale. He would go there. This was a local property. I have some hawks on my property, but this wasn't my property. This was a local property. It was a farm. And it was a cold, bright morning, and he was just very content. And it was just such a timeless, moment that he was sitting there. It was more than a moment. He sat there for a little bit. I guess he was waiting for his breakfast to come by, a mouse or whatever he was going to eat. But I just wanted to capture that moment, that peaceful moment when I painted him there. That's a small painting study. It's probably 8.5 by 11. When I work outside, I work small because you just don't have the time. You have to capture everything very quickly. It's momentary, the changing light. The animals, of course, they won't sit still for you. So you have to capture your very first impressions, and then, as the French would say, working parkour. From that immediate capture that you get, you'll complete it. Most of my studies outside I complete them probably in an hour, sometimes under 2. That's a longer one. But that probably wouldn't involve any kind of animals or anything. That would maybe just be a landscape, but you don't chase the light. So whatever you capture it immediately. You try to wrap that up, and that's what it is. Take a page out of the Impressionists, which is that first impression of, what you see, and that's basically how I work. And you don't want to be lugging 800 pounds of equipment with you either, especially if you're going to be going on a hike or going someplace that's more than football field away from your vehicle. So here I have a field pack. I probably even packed a little bit more than I wanted to come out here. I've packed my oil paints, just a little bit of thinner, garbage bag, paper towels, tripod, of course oil paints, palette, and that's about it. That's how I work in the field. A lot of the things that I do in the field, I then will expound upon in my studio. I have 2 studios. I have a home studio, and then I have a quote official studio. And when I come to places like Alaska, or I travel for the landscapes, I take in a lot of information for reference material for future painting, studio work, that I'm going to do